Essays on Untouchables and Untouchability, Religious, by Babasaheb Ambedkar. Chapter 1 3. The point to which it is necessary to draw particular attention and to which the foregoing discussion lends full support is that it is an error to look upon religion as a matter which is individual, private, and personal. Indeed, as will be seen from what follows, religion becomes a source of positive mischief, if not danger, when it remains individual, private, and personal. Equally mistaken is the view that religion is the flowering of personal and flowering of special religious instinct inherent in the nature of the individual. The correct view is that religion, like language, is social for the reason that either is essential for social life and the individual has to have it because without it he cannot participate in the life of the society. If religion is social, in the sense that it primarily concerns society, it would be natural to ask what is the purpose of and function of religion. The best statement regarding the purpose of religion which I have come across is that of Professor Charles A. Elwood. According to him, religion projects the essential values of human personality and of human society into the universe as a whole. It inevitably arises as soon as man tries to take valuing attitude towards his universe, no matter how small and mean that universe may appear to him. Like all the distinctive things in humans, social and mental life, it is, of course, rests upon the higher intellectual powers of man. Man is the only religious animal because through his powers of abstract thought and reasoning, he alone is self conscious in the full sense of that term. Hence, he alone is able to project his values into the universe and finds a necessity of doing so. Given, in other words, the intellectual powers of man, the mind at once seeks to universalize its values as well as its ideas. Just as rationalizing processes give man a world of universal ideas, so religious processes give a man a world of universal values. The religious man's processes are indeed nothing but the rationalizing processes at work upon man's impulses and emotions rather than upon his precepts. What the reason does for ideas, religion does then for the feelings. It universalizes them, and in universalizing them, it brings them into harmony with the whole of reality. Religion emphasizes, universalizes social values and brings them to the mind of the individual who is required to recognize them in all his acts in order that he may function as an approved member of the society. But the purpose of religion is more than this. It spiritualizes them. As pointed out by Professor Elwood, now these mental and social values with which religion deals, men call spiritual. It is something which emphasizes, as we may say, spiritual values, that is, the values connected especially with the personal and social life. It projects these values, as we have seen, into the universal reality. It gives man a social and moral conception of the universe rather than a merely mechanical one, as a theatre of the play of blind, purposeless forces. While religion is not primarily an animistic philosophy, as has often been said, nevertheless it does project mind, spirit, life into all things. Even the most primitive religion did this, for in primitive dynamism there was a feeling of the psychic in such concepts as mana or manitou. They were closely connected with persons and proceeded from person or things which were viewed in an essentially personal way. Religion, therefore, is a belief in the reality of spiritual values and projects them, as we have seen and said, into the whole universe. All religion, even so called atheistic religions, emphasizes the spiritual, believes in its dominance, and looks to its ultimate triumph. The function of religion in society is equally clear. According to Professor Elwood, the function of religion is to act as an agency of social control, that is, of the group, controlling the life of the individual for what is believed to be the good of the larger life of the group. Very early, as we have seen, any beliefs and practices which gave expression to personal feelings or values of which the group did not approve were branded as black magic or baleful superstitions. And if this had not been done, it is evident that the unity of the life of the group might have become seriously impaired. Thus, the almost necessarily social character of religion stands revealed. We cannot have such a thing as purely personal or individual religion which is not at the same time social. For we live a social life, and the welfare of the group is, after all, the chief matter of concern. Dealing with the same question in another place, he says, the function of religion is the same as the function of law and government. It is a means by which society exercises its control over the conduct of the individual in order to maintain the social order. It may not be used consciously as a method of social control over the individual. Nonetheless, the fact is that religion acts as a means of social control. As compared to religion, government and law are relatively inadequate means of social control. The control through law and order does not go deep enough to secure the stability of the social order. The religious sanction, on account of its being supernatural, has been, on the other hand, the most effective means of social control, far more effective than law and government have been or can be. Without the support of religion, law and government are bound to remain a very inadequate means of social control. Religion is the most powerful force of social gravitation, without which it would be impossible to hold the social order in its orbit. The end.